Hey, what's up? What's up? This is Chalo
Bah!
and Vic. Today we're checking out my 600 LB life.
Yeah,
Eating just makes everything better.
yeah, the guys, this is a real serious problem. I
Yep, yep.
mean, yeah, in the world, and there are people affected by this. And I know if, especially us here, we can just look at this and say, "Wow, it's scared a piece of shit. How could you eat your way almost to death?" But let's see,
Let's
let's
check
see
it
what it
out.
is and try and understand.
Yeah.
Go through it.
Mhm.
Coming out of the basement is probably the hardest thing I do all day, so I usually only go up once. And then when I go back down, that's it for the day. But once I make it up to the house, I'm always starving and anxious to eat.
What can I do for you?
I got a pretty big order, so
Not a problem.
the first one I'm gonna get the lumberjack slam pack. One of those ultimate omelets. And can I get cheese in my hash browns with that one?
Cheese on the hash brown sounds good.
Order the cinnamon roll pancakes.
Will there be anything else?
The double moons over my hammy sandwich, and then to drink, I want two chocolate milks.
2 chocolate milks. All right.
Thank you very much.
Dude, that was all sugar.
Yeah,
Everything he
starch,
ordered
yeah.
was sugar and stuff.
Processed. Yeah,
It's like ordering straight up cocaine
yeah.
into your system. What the
And the
fuck?
worst part of this that people don't know is that all that sugar, all that starch in your system, the body utilizes a bit of it,
Uh-huh.
and the rest is just converted to
To fat.
fats.
It's stored.
Yeah,
God
that's a
damn.
lot of food, guys.
That is a lot of food.
That's a lot of food.
And from what we heard, because we out here in Kenya, we're in Nairobi. Shout out to all of you. And from what we've heard, because most of us, when we are thinking about going to eat for whatever meal, let's say like supper,
Mm.
we have ladies, mama mbogas out here who go get us fresh produce,
Yeah.
vegetables, fruits. So we just step outside. There's already a lady selling fresh fruit, fresh veg. There's fresh meat hanging straight from the butcher. So when we hear like Americans here, like our bro here, ordering all that stuff, because for us, what you just ordered is what we eat as junk every now and then.
Every now and then,
If we're in the right situation,
and if we have the
or
money,
yes. But let's be honest though,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
not something that if we had money we would buy.
yeah,
It's not. It's not something that we crave the way we see Americans crave stuff like hamburgers
Yeah.
and pizzas and stuff like that. To us, it's usually like, okay, today we can do pizza, but tomorrow we'll eat fresh greens, we'll eat fresh meat.
Yeah.
We'll eat ugali, which is really clean nini starch.
Yeah.
That doesn't fucking.
it's a maize meal.
It's a maize meal.
Yeah.
Nothing else added. And I had a lot of Americans who say it has no taste. They don't like it. And we don't understand where that
No, that's
comes
because
from.
they've been pumped full of sugar
Yes,
the entire
yes.
life. Yeah.
Why do they do that though? Because I was listening to some documentary where they were saying in most states you have to get a certain sort of permit to plant anything, even if you have a garden.
Yeah.
And that's ludicrous to us. That's fascinating.
Can't come here and tell me what I'm going to plant, except
Yeah.
if I'm just planting weed or
Shit.
something like that, or poppy plants.
Yeah.
And
Apart
if
from
it's
that-
you're not telling me what to do with my farm.
But it's really fascinating.
Yeah, it's the culture is
What?
different.
It's very
It's very
different.
different. Let's take it.
My routine is to order breakfast, then get cleaned up while I wait for it to be delivered. Getting in the shower is probably the second hardest thing I put myself through in the day because I'm too big for the bathroom.
It is sad.
And then we have a tiny corner shower I have to try to squeeze myself into. And then it's hard to get water over most of my body. I have to move around to get it all over me. And it takes a lot of energy out of me and I start to struggle. And that's before I've even tried to wash the areas I need, like under my folds and stuff where I have the biggest problem staying clean. So it's just a discouraging process.
This is actually quite sad. Do you see
It's
how
just
hard
really
he's
sad.
struggling?
He looks like he's in pain.
He's struggling so much just to get water
Jesus.
in areas of his body.
I hate it.
And let me just ask you this:
Yeah.
we've had a lot of people today, especially in the West, talking about fat acceptance. Some of them are even removing the word fat from their vocabulary because it's triggering or some weird shit like that. Apparently, even there used to be this show that was called Weight Watchers. I don't know if you used to
I've
know it.
heard of it. Yeah.
Do you know those niggas have even changed their logo?
No.
Now it's just WW.
WW.
Just WW.
Stupid work.
And that's how you guys end up with stuff like this.
But
Because
I can bet you anyone who's fat, if they were given a choice today, right now,
they would know one
snap my fingers.
and lose
Can
it.
I make you lean and fit? Yes. The only problem comes in, they don't want to put in the work. A lot of people who are fat don't want to put in the work. And because they don't want to put in the work, therefore you must accept me for who I am.
What about this food addiction? Because I think we can call this food addiction, right?
Yeah.
Because as miserable as it looks, we just had the order he did.
Yeah.
Doesn't his brain put two and two together? Or it's just like any other addiction?
It provides pleasure. And speaking of somebody, even I have been guilty of this sometimes. I eat, you feel good about it, especially when you're depressed or you're down. Comfort
food.
It's not just comfort food. There's just something about eating. It just gives you pleasure. You're calm, you're relaxed. It fills you up. It removes the feeling of hunger that you can equate in your brain as pain. It goes a bit deep, this thing. And of course, the thing that triggered it wasn't the food, really. There is always an underlying cause to all of this. The question is dealing with
that
this,
trauma,
especially with a professional. Sometimes it's not even trauma, but it could be. Not always, but there is there's a root cause that led this person to seek out food as a way to cope and provide pleasure. And of course, and then once you go down that route and you have all the kind of processed foods and sugars that they eat, and we all know sugar is more addictive than even cocaine, the way it binds to the pleasure centers of the brain. Those are other compounded problems. So at the end of the day, you have a mountain of issues that were really caused by a pebble. But yeah,
I really agree with you, and I wanted to add on to what you said. I wanted to say there's I think also another problem that has come with this generation, which is number one, lifestyle, and it's lifestyle in this sense. Back in the day for us, especially people grew up in the 90s or 80s, most of us knew when morning comes, we are going outside. We have shit to do. We are going to play. We're going to run around. We are going to do all this, activities.
Physical activities.
If there was no time to do this, but now, especially this new age, where kids don't even go outside, they have no friendships. Their brain activity is not even connected with physical activity. The only brain activity they're used to is sitting in front of a telly or playing video games.
Something with a screen.
If you don't make those bonds that actively call you to do physical activity,
anything that is engaging your body,
you just find yourself, your friends become food. Especially for people like in the West, where you guys have everything you need in your houses. You don't even need to learn who your neighbors are.
Touch of a button, I can order up food. This is not the norm where we live.
But do you know my nigga? There was I don't know if you've watched. There was this animation that was they were just imagining what humans of the future would look like. I don't know if you've seen it. It's Love, Death, Robots. And this, you've seen it?
I don't know. It's an anthology, so there's several episodes.
There's several different stories. But in this one, it was a future, and after humans had polluted the earth and destroyed it, they had created a ship, and they went to live in space. And now this machine, the way it was created, was doing everything for the humans. So the humans became docile. they became really fat.
Yeah.
Their arms and legs stopped even working. They,
Yeah.
they just seated down. They wake up, they're picked by the machines, they are
Yeah.
put on a nini. They have
Some VR sets.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just food eating and just sitting like this. So they were really fat, they're not moving, nothing. And don't you think in something like 300 years we'll be looking at a huge problem?
Yeah.
Even here in Africa.
It's true.
Yeah, because the way we eat, and I kid you not, fast food is rapidly making its way even in our rural areas.
Yeah.
They're getting there.
Yeah.
And they're actually finding a way of corrupting the minds of especially children into believing that if I eat junk food, that means we are rich and we are better than people
Yeah,
who
we're
eat,
better than people
who are eating local
nutritious
good, nutritious
yeah,
food.
Yeah.
So you find there's this rush, this push for normal people to go and try and get this status symbol thing
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
I eat pizza too, but pizza doesn't add that much into
It's
your,
just
into your
starch
body.
and sugar. That's nothing else.
Yeah, so and I think that's why you see a lot of these companies, these fast food companies, they find a way to inject themselves, especially in pop culture.
Yeah.
They inject themselves in entertainment everywhere. You will find them
Making associations.
Yes.
Because once those associations are made in the minds of a consumer, they will try their best in order to be able to capture that feeling, or to be able to fit it into whatever picture that the company has produced. For example, just like you said, people are shown in an advert eating pizza and they're having fun.
Yeah,
and
they're having a good time.
They're
Healthy.
They're in an exotic location. So in your mind, you associate that with, wow, if I want to be hip, happening, if I want to do well, as in that people do well, eat pizza
and drink Coca-Cola.
So now I'm here. I've been eating githeri all my life. I'm like, no, this is not cool.
It's not helping
What's
me.
great about that? If I go to
These
school,
sweet potatoes are shit.
if I go to university and I tell my friends at home I just eat githeri that my parents sent as
I won't be cool.
No, I have to go with a pack. You see, and that's the only way by the marketing works, by appealing to some. They work on your brain and they appeal to something that you most likely don't need in many cases, but they make you believe that you need it.
You need it to fit
really
in. You need it to be hip,
and
to
once,
be cool.
And once that association is made, you're a customer. You wouldn't go anywhere.
I didn't need to do it. I'd skip it. But by the time I'm done, I'm extremely exhausted. My body's in so much pain. But all I think about is eating.
God damn.
Food helps me
can
to
barely
escape
even breathe.
depression that I've had for a long time. I get so anxious and excited when it's finally here.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day, man.
You too.
You can't even show the company
just the smell lets me
because
know
this is
that things
negative
are about to get better.
Yeah. And
Look at
this
him.
is just
There's
his
almost
breakfast.
nothing
Look
in
at
this
his
world that
face,
can
bro.
compare
Look at his face.
to the feeling
You know this. I
of
think
taking that
I have seen. I saw a documentary where there was this junkie, this heroin junkie, who was going. You know, they create these places where you can go and get you can take your drugs safely and all that. Nigga,
The irony of that.
the look on his face was the same as this guy.
Yeah.
While he was making the drugs and
first
stuff,
bite when I
it was
haven't
the
eaten
same
in a
look.
while.
That look.
Because I
Yeah.
get that first
You see,
flood
it's
of
like he's-
happiness
Yeah.
that comes with it.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
feels incredible. Eating just makes everything better.
It's a lot of food.
And it's the only thing that's sort of given me an escape in my life when I've needed it. And there's been a lot of times in my life where I've needed it.
Well, there was that. I think this is where we say we love to say that things like this don't happen to us. These are white people things.
No, they do have.
But even here in Kenya, we have started having shows about people losing weight.
Yeah.
We had one on KTN. I'm sure you saw it.
And Citizen as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's happening here too. And the fact that we don't talk about what a big issue being overweight is, because that is usually the precursor for most diseases that can kill you. All stem from you eating too much.
Obesity, the food
and
these are lifestyle.
It's not even trying to talk shit. We're not trying to talk shit. This is actually about
the very
lives.
fact that you have to preface the fact we are not talking shit.
That just shows
you how
crazy.
Far we've fallen.
It's so fucking crazy.
Any doctor that you go to right now will tell you that if you want to be healthy, if you want to eliminate a lot of the problems, read diseases that you might encounter, make sure you are physically fit, you have you're not obese, you are exercising regularly.
That's
simple things like that. But guys, anyway, I think this is an important thing that we just seen. Try to encourage each other to live healthy. Most of the problems that are affecting the developed and developing world come from lifestyle choices. Let's try to get out there. I support do this, but where you can, walk, walk home, minimize the junk food, try and eat natural foods that are nutritious, even though they may not taste as good. Try and leave out
and
a lot of the additives.
You know that's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit that they don't taste good. That is bullshit. There are so many ingredients and recipes.
Or once you start a life of junk food and processed sugar,
everything else tastes like shit.
Everything tastes bland. But of course, if you really want to live healthy, if you want to live long, you will have to make the change. And making the change will seem hard and difficult at first, but you can get used to it. And once you get used to it and learn how to cook healthy food in tasty ways, you'll find out that it's surprisingly good. So guys, from Chalo and Vic,
peace out, and shout out to that guy. We hope he's doing great.
No, I saw actually there's another video where he lost 200 pounds.
That's what's up.
For 2 months later.
Good for you, man.
So
good for you, man.
Almost 100 kilos.
Good for you, bro. Good for you.
Yeah, that's amazing.
God damn.
So
that's not a sob story. Thank God.
Yeah.
It's a success story.
Yeah.
Good for you, bro.
So we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace out.
All right.
Wamanya Rosirida, Nikosiwo, Adimusi.